Jimmy Barnes was howling about the rhythm of the highway. I cranked the volume as soon as I heard the guitar intro. I was sipping from a thermos as I steered the police 4x4 wagon, bouncing and rocking south along the coastal road between Haast and Jackson Bay. The sun had just risen clear of the Southern Alps over to my left, and through gaps in the dunes I occasionally caught the sparkle of the Tasman Sea on my right as I burned along the straight road. The rain and the wind were often a given here, but today, Haast had turned it on. I wriggled to get comfortable. It had taken some getting used to, being back in uniform. The shirt, the pants, the various attachments on the belt of my stab-resistant vest. My baton dug into my hip and the pistol holster attachment into my backside. Speaking of, my coffee tasted like it had been brewed in a dog's ass. Instant was the same in police muster rooms from Kaitaia to Bluff. I'd probably made around 30,000 cups over the years and still managed to screw it up at least half the time. I ditched the thermos for the can of V sitting in the door. I crossed the slow and dark twin rivers, the Turnbull and the Harpooker, both restricted from full flow by the huge sandbar that set off the coast here. As I rounded a bend and entered another long straight, the land opened up either side where it had been cleared for farming. Something in a paddock up on the left caught my eye. Some sort of machinery. It hadn't been there yesterday. Too late, my eyes flicked back to the road. I slammed on the brakes, skidded, heard the thuds, panicked, and then remembered that the ABS would do its thing. There were 2 cars parked arse out into the road, looking like they'd pulled over in a hurry. I jolted up behind them onto the grass and yanked on the handbrake. It was a fucking helicopter, and it had come down hard. The skids were buckled and it was resting on its nose. I legged it over the fence and headed through the paddock. I could hear yelling, and as I got closer, saw some familiar faces among those surrounding the wreck. "Wind your neck in, you big gaping asshole! Your cows are the least of our flippin' worries! To you, maybe, you big bald bastard!" The bastard in question was Gus McCabe, my predecessor in the sole charge role for 2 decades before he retired last year. He was a big, solid guy with the heart of a lion and a mouth like a shitter. He was about to swing at his swan-dry-clad provoker as I jogged up and grabbed his shoulder. "Gus, mate, come on. What's the story?" I was taking in the rest of the scene. Someone was still in the chopper being tended to by a girl. Helping her was a guy in his 30s, in jeans and a polar fleece, looking a bit dazed, probably the pilot. "Matty, my boy, about bloody time. Liam's trapped in there with a broken foot, medic's on the way, pilot's all right. Then this dropkick." Gus gestured to the guy in the swan-dry who was now standing back looking sheepish. "He's harping on about his cows and can we hurry up?" I took charge. "Gus, go grab my radio, tell them I'm off at this crash." I turned to the farmer. "Sir?" "Gus here." I made sure he was out of earshot. "Can get pretty wound up. A spooked herd isn't great. Once the medic's here, we'll get Liam out as quick as we can, but I'm afraid his spine takes precedence over your herd until then." He put his hands up. "No arguments, constable. We all need to take a breath." Brilliant. I poked my head into the chopper cabin, saw the man trapped inside, another familiar face, Liam Goodhue, the local dock ranger.